I wanted to try a different angle because my room is still a mess. But I want to talk more of a rant-like video right now and today because I feel like this really needs to be said. I am so tired of hearing things like nobody reads anymore and things like, oh, young adult fiction is not a real form of literature. Like Christine always says, the classics were once just regular modern fiction. It awes me that for people who talk so badly about our country and our generation that no one's readers, that yet they stand here and say that what kids or what teenagers or even what, I guess young adults is not the word I should use, but young adults are reading is mediocre and stupid. All art has some substance. I mean, I'm never going to like 50 Shades of Grey and I'm never going to read it, but there's something there. It's not just complete trash. Art is a way of expressing yourself, and you're willing to tell me that every single young adult book out there is complete and utter trash? How? Why? When you were a kid, were you not obsessed with something like Twilight, the Beatles even? It astounds me that you complain about children, like these are the older people, not reading, and then they decide to read something and you complain about what they're reading. I have taken so many people to see movies like The Fault in Our Stars, like Hunger Games, and they sit there and they enjoy it, and they're seeing it through our perspective, through the younger perspective, through the eyes of like a Katniss, of a Triss. And really, the only requirement that a young adult book has to have is that the narrator is a certain age, or if there's not a narrator, the characters are a certain age. So you're willing to tell me that every single adult book is great just because so-and-so's 23 instead of 16. And I'm willing to say that there's terrible stuff in every genre, but I think art, books, and things should be able to stand by themselves and get validation from their readers. Every book has someone to read it. Every story has someone to love it. And if I can feel and I can imagine my world complexity, if I can sit in my room and cry over the death of a fictional character and feel something in a world where all we feel is for ourselves, you think that's wrong? I question so many things, and it's because I read, and I'm able to, as a person that's really shy, and really just, I hate even talking to people, it freaks me out, but yet I can see and I can understand people's mindsets and what they're thinking by reading from their point of view. I don't want to live in a world where people are stupid and all they think about is themselves, which reading, just like I can't even imagine it. Like, we're all readers. You're not going to persecute against someone for watching a certain type of movie or that. So why, as readers, when we should unite and stop the whole stigma of nobody reads anymore and reading is nerdy and reading is weird, that we are going to hate on each other and cause strife? Yes, young adult books can get in the same tropes and get irritating, but what doesn't? I think that every piece of art has an audience. It has some validation to it, just like Twilight. I am not a Twilight fan. I mean, I don't really like vampire books. I was okay with like Mortal Instruments and that kind of thing. It's just not my cup of tea, but I am so thankful for the pioneering that book did for so many people, and for so many people to accept a genre that used to be one shelf is now like a whole bookstore. And it just saddens me watching people like, okay, you know how the fake Reader Girls thing is based off this other YouTube video. It's like watching that man sit there and just berate readers for reading young adult books. That doesn't even go in the whole feminist thing. It's like, I want to read. Let me read. Do you have a problem with me sitting in my room and turning pages? No, and I'm not trying to make people angry by this, but I think we just need to stop being mean to each other and undermining each other because we're all readers. I mean, you may watch Christine's videos, you may watch Kat's videos, you may love classics. The Great Gatsby is my favorite book, but that doesn't stop me from sitting down and reading Divergent or The Selection. And every single book I read doesn't have to be a great masterpiece. It just has to be something that makes me feel something. And I encourage you all to just be kind to each other, to be nice. I understand we're in a world where people are just rude and terrible and harsh all the time, but that doesn't have to be us. just because we live in that world doesn't mean that you have to be a stigma for that. Doesn't mean that you have to put someone else down for looking at words on a page. Because who's the bully then? I hope no one gets offended. I'm a little scared to upload this, but this is just what I feel, and I'm tired of it. I am tired of being ridiculed and mocked and said mean things to because of the books I decide to read. When really, what is it their business? So I guess that's all I have to say. I'll see you guys later.